are we on? I lost track of time. Hey, can you guys hear me okay? Mic check, mic check, mic check. How is everybody today? Give me a 1 if you can hear me okay. Give me a 2 if I've turned into a pile of crap. Let's go in and see who all is here. I might have to be a little bit loud talking in this mic, or maybe I'm too loud. We got Michael's in the house. RD Vlog, welcome in, welcome in. Anime Reyes is here. Madeline Reyes is in the house. Who else is here? Finger looking good. Momo is here. Sweet and spicy, sassy and saucy and sexy and all the rest. Conan Girl. John. Who's here? Rodell John God. John Avery also is here. I'll get it right one day. 8 million people in the house. Phil John is here. A winner, chicken dinner. God repairs. I certainly do need a lot of repairing. Prissy Manzanero is here. Manzanero in the house. How are you today, Prissy? I hope you are doing well. Who else is here? Let me see. Nicole is here. Nicole, how are you? How's school going? Are you still going to school? Viana Cañas is here. I don't think I saw Viana here last week. I was looking around for Abby G is here. Abby G, I think you were in fact, a few of you were in the Larissa's giveaway, right? That was her birthday giveaway. Yeah, we're also going to be giving away a little bit of Do Re Mi, but not as much as Larissa gave away today. It's Daisy Lynn Castro, sings like a bird. You need to go over to Daisy Lynn and let her tweet out and shout out a few songs for you. She has a beautiful voice. Daisy Lynn, I'm so glad you're here. Who else stopping by to say hi? Claire's here. Claire, the moment I met you, I swear. Good evening, Claire. By now, you certainly know the lyrics to the song. And it's very, very strange lyrics, I'm telling you. Abby G, right? Abby G. Don't be laughing, Abby G. Charmaine is here. Charmaine's in the house. What time is it anyway? Oh, yeah, it's time to go live. I was struggling here. I got printer programs that want to download and all kinds of other stuff. I had to disable, unplug the printer. I hope it doesn't start downloading updated software. When I start calling out numbers for the winning money. Let's see, who else do we have here? Chow Ram is in the house. Chow Ram, are you gonna hang around? Are you waiting? Are you gonna hang around and try and win 333? Josephine Francisco is here. Josephine is in the house. Let me see, Josephine. See if I can find you. I got 2 phones now. I'm getting a little bit better at this thing. Josephine Francisco, thanks for taking care of business. I really appreciate it. And for that, you shall receive a blue jacket. All right. Yeah, we're gonna be drawn for 3 people to win 333. I loaded up my GCash the other day. So when I was getting a Slurpee, that's what we were in there. I was getting the lime green Slurpee, and I said, "Oh, I've got to load my GCash. Let's get that done." I have a live stream giveaway, the weekly live stream to take care of. But before we do that, I've got something else to talk about, something else to do. Oh, I know what it is. I certainly know what it is. It's this. The piggy is here. The piggy's in the house. Oh my goodness gracious. You know what I did? I forgot to bring change again. Without change, without putting 20 or 30 pesos in there in coin, it's not fun because it doesn't make so much noise. Shaney Rasa is here. Look at that. It doesn't make much noise. How much is in there so far? 100, 200 peso? I'm not sure exactly. But anyway, today I've got I'm prepared to put in there 50 pesos. So why 50? Because I gave a lot of money away today. And I'm going to continue giving it away. But I got 50 pesos in here that's going inside the pig. Oink, oink, oink. So let's stuff the pig and get that handled. There you go. So the pig is stuffed. So you guys, you got to keep track, right? Because every giveaway live stream, I'll be putting some peso inside the pig, and then you keep track of it. Come Christmas time, one of you who guesses how much money is stuffed in this pig is gonna win. Annie, are you gonna be here around Christmas time? Do you want the money inside this pig? Because if you do, you should come to every live stream and keep track. And that way it won't be such a big guess as to how much money is inside this pig. Filipina Mel is in the house. Hi Mel, how are you? How's your baby doing? She's so precious and cute. I love her to death. Yeah, she has such a giggle and she has such a good disposition. Always happy, you know. I want to talk about a couple things. Oh, so I watched this video. Yes, I'm in the background a lot of times. You know, we got this construction thing going on here at the house. As most of you know, Menge is here. Hi, Menge. Where's Minnie Snow? So, yeah, it's behind me, across the way in the new lot that we bought. So here's the whole thing. It keeps me busy, but I try and lurk. I try and go in and look around to see what you guys are doing in your live stream channels. And so I went into Laurice, Daisy Lynn. I went into Cox Vlogs. Moema was checking out recipes on Facebook. Manny O was hanging around. I go in there to see what's going on, you know, so I can at least make a quick appearance. Sometimes I let you know that I'm there, but most of the time I don't. So I do apologize because like I'm just filtering through to see what's going on. Anyway, I started thinking about something. I landed Abby G. I knew you were in Laurice's. I saw you there. Saw you at Laurice's live stream. Did you win any money? I'm sure you did because you're lucky. And so I was thinking about what an extraordinary life that I have lived. I don't think I've shared either one of these stories with you, or this one story I'd like to share with you to kind of like map it out a little bit, right? Because there is a YouTube channel. I don't really want to out him. I really enjoy watching his channel, but if you saw his latest video, he's talking about how he's not sure that he wants to make videos anymore. You know, he recently retired with his wife to the Philippines. Some of you may actually know the channel name and may have seen his latest vlog where he's talking about he's not so sure he can do it anymore. And you know what? I got to tell you, if you're trying to, here's what I found out. Here's what I discovered about YouTube. If you're out there actually trying to do it for views, it probably won't work so well for you. It's not working so well for me, you know. If you're trying to do it for making money, you know, I think it works better for Filipinos than it does Americans because people will send their blessings to you in all kinds of different forms. It doesn't necessarily have to be connected to views. In other words, your money most likely is not going to come directly from YouTube views. It's going to come from the people that know you're alive. But we're an American like I am. When you're a Cano living in the Philippines, there's a weird sound coming from behind me. It's sounding a little bit like a monitor lizard. I'm starting to get a little nervous. If I go running out of here real fast, because I'm being attacked. So let me talk a little bit more about this. So if you're motivated by views, like you want to get 1 million views per video and it doesn't happen, or all of a sudden the view count starts disappearing, this game, if you're an American, it probably is not for you, right? Because if you're affected by that emotion of not being able to attract attention, everybody wants to be successful on YouTube, that's for sure. without a doubt, when we all start the channel, it's because we want to get these high numbers. Speaking of numbers, right, Cha Ram? Yenarina's here. Hello, Yenarine. So it doesn't always happen that way, but the motivation here for the reason why I do it is so that I have the opportunity to share with you and get to know you. But all you're getting in the videos and the stuff that I post is my weird, quirky self is being exposed on YouTube. And I just have to be brave enough to show you how weird I am. Mankey, a member for 10 months. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. Absolutely. So the motivation is not views necessarily or money, but it's nice when it happens. It's nice because I could go back. If I get a video out there, whether it's a short or a long format video, it ends up getting 1,000 views or more. I usually go back and try and figure out what did I do there that got people's attention. But oftentimes there is no rhyme and reason, right? There isn't. And so, but if I were Filipina, my motivation would be to let people know that I exist. And in that, opportunity will present itself to me. People will be contacting me saying, oh, Anna G, Filipina Mel, I really like your live streams. Charmaine, it's your birthday. Let me send you a little birthday blessing. And that's how you make it go. For without YouTube, people don't know that you exist on the planet. And if they don't know, they cannot be nice to you. Is that not a fact? If they don't know you exist, Irene and Iris, how can people be nice to you every now and again? Sending you a little something, something so you can get out there and get that Slurpee at 7-Eleven or the soft serve ice cream from the terminal. They wouldn't know because they don't know you exist. But then you say something nice like, man, I could surely use an ice cream cone today. It's so hot. And the next thing you know, somebody hears you because you're on your YouTube channel doing your live stream, ABCM. They hear you talking, and the next thing you know, boom, you've got money for that ice cream coming through your PayPal or coming through GCash or some other way. In other words, that's the most important way that I think YouTube helps people out. Right? And if you're lucky enough, every couple of months you'll get a paycheck. Now you know what I do with mine. I just share it with you, and so it's really your channel. It's your opportunity to share it out so that we can earn that money and we can share it out with you. That's the main motivation. But it doesn't really matter because every week I'll give away. I do a weekly giveaway. That's my motivation for doing this. So I like to spread love and happiness. Oh, it's so sweet and sloppy, is it not? But here, listen to this though. So this guy. So I'm watching the video, and I'm sad. Tears are starting to form in my eyes. Even thinking about it makes me a little sad because what he should be thinking about is giving glimpses of his life, to you. Show him a little bit about what he's like, what his relationship is like with his wife. Talk about his experience, and he does do that, but impromptu. In other words, I don't have to think so much about what kind of video I'm going to put together for you guys, Alien Cruise, because they're just glimpses of my weird sense of humor and everyday life. Larissa's, the birthday girl is here. Happy birthday, Larissa. I saw that cake. The cake absolutely looks delicious. Are you guys following what I'm saying? I don't have to think about it so much because it's my life. It's going to occur whether I share it with you or not. But if you have to come up with a story, you visited this monument today. You went to BGC. You showed condos, for sale. All this crap. It's contrived. It's invented by you for the purpose of getting views. So that's not the main purpose of this here channel. as I've explained quite a few times. But but I like sharing stuff with you, Perry Shaylee and John YouTube channel. I like sharing stuff with you about who I am, because one day I'm not going to be here. Maybe you'll see something on the channel that you'll appreciate that will give you an idea, a way to move forward. I want to share something that I haven't thought about in a very, very long time. But Sydney B, I thought about. There's Minnie Snow. Hi, Minnie Snow. But I thought about sharing it with you today. I want to share one experience for which I would have only have had I put myself out there. But if I caged myself up into my own little world, I would never have had this opportunity in my lifetime, and I wouldn't have an extraordinary story to share with you. But I'm going to share one. I don't know if you're going to find it interesting or not. I found it interesting. Queenie is here. Queenie, you have a chance to win some pesos today. We'll talk more about that in a moment. In the meantime, you look out of place without a jacket, so I'm giving you one. And who else is here? Etsy Sen. Good evening, Sir Dan. Add as moderator also. Proof of what a generous person I truly am. Now, but I don't have to prove it to you. You people have been around for a while now. Okay, so let me talk a little bit more about it. So way back in about 2001, I think it was, my son, who was 13 or 14 years old at the time, right, had just gotten back from a trip to Europe that his auntie, my sister, who has since passed away, may she rest in peace, had taken him because she wanted him to have this experience. And he comes back with this story, right? He comes back with this story, extraordinary story about going on the long boats in the canals in the UK, in England, the ancient canals, right, where they used to transport goods and provide all kinds of things that the villagers or the provincial people needed. And back in the day, they had they used to transport goods and medicines and food via the longboats. And when he came back and he talked to me about it, I said, doggone it, that's amazing that you had such a great time. You learned so much about history. I said, you know what? We got to go. Oh, no, Dad. He begged me. No, I'm suffering from terrible jet lag. I said, please go with me. Please go with me and show me what you learned. I'm yearning for it after talking to you. I want to experience what you experienced. And a few days after having the conversation with my son, Craig, we were on a plane, British Airlines, headed to London, right? And so, but by the time we got there, I was inspired to do something else. I said, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe this should be a new experience for you. You already did the longboat thing. It might be boring for you to, once we get over there, to retrace your steps. I found out through friends of mine that they were having a Fabergé egg exhibit in Moscow at the Armory in the Kremlin. And this isn't, a lot of Americans, they weren't thinking about it at the time, oh yeah, I'm going to go to Russia. Things weren't that great in 2001, right? But they were better than they'd been in the past. They wanted American money there. They were trading in American money. And so therefore, they were more open and accepting of Americans being in Russia. And so my son agreed, saying, okay, Dad, if you want to do that. And there we got on the plane and we flew into Moscow. And by the time we got there, we'd already made arrangements with a friend of mine to meet his sister or relative or close friend in Moscow, who would pick us up at the airport and host us and take us around and show us all these interesting things. Well, one of the things that we saw was the Fabergé egg exhibit. Now, if you don't know what the Fabergé Easter egg, what that is, you need to go on to the internet or YouTube and find out what that's all about. But it turns out that it had been a long, long time that they displayed these historical Fabergé eggs in Russia, and the timing was right for my son and I. And we got tickets, and we were taken over to the Fabergé egg exhibit in the armory of the Kremlin of Moscow, and had a fabulous experience because we saw Fabergé eggs that were worth, some of them were worth millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars. And I remember walking through the exhibit, having people come up to me and saying, "Oh, you're American." They could tell the shirt I was wearing, maybe. I don't know how. Maybe my smell. I'm not exactly sure. But they knew we were American. And so we made lots of friends during that period of time. But something even more interesting happened, right? Something even more interesting. I get the phone call from his friend, right? And she's saying at the hotel or the apartment we were staying at, she says to me, something fabulous has happened. John Ray is here. Annie is here. I haven't seen Sina. Girly Sina is here. Manny O. Jerry South Texas in the house. And the fabulous thing was that I was able to get tickets to the Bolshoi Ballet. Now, who knows here what Bolshoi Ballet is, right? So now we're going to the actual theater, and they had a surprise waiting for us. And I had no idea that this was going to happen. But when my son arrived there, they took us up to the balcony. So now we're in the balconies, overlooking or above the theater with the famous dancers, the world famous dancers of the Bolshoi. And they said, "We have a very, very big surprise for you. You are our honored guest tonight. And you are sitting in the same seats tonight that Ronald Reagan sat in, the president of your country, and the president of Russia, that sat in these chairs way back in 1988, I believe it was. I don't know if I have all my facts straight. Somebody in here is going to have the facts straight. But when you discover it and you go look, there's actual video of their meeting of Gorbachev and Reagan sitting in the Bolshoi Ballet up there in that balcony. And Craig and I, my son, were escorted up there. We want to honor your visit to Russia by allowing you to occupy the two seats that were occupied by Ronald Reagan and Russian President Gorbachev. And I was absolutely floored. I could not believe that this was happening. And there we were in the theater, watching the Bolshoi Ballet from the balcony. Very, very few people, few people actually will get the opportunity even to visit Russia, let alone go to the Kremlin, be invited to the Fabergé egg exhibit, and then attend the Bolshoi Ballet, the world famous ballet, and sit and be invited to sit in the very seats that were occupied by American President Ronald Reagan and Mikhail Gorbachev. I was blown away. And to this day, to this very day, I still can't believe it happened. It's like a dream. And so I was thinking about this, when he's talking about in this video, he sparked something in my mind. He says, he's talking about, he's thinking about giving up. He has no more creative juices left. And I was just thinking to myself, hey, wait a minute. I don't have a single creative bone in my body. Yet here I am, uploading into YouTube whatever comes to mind. I think that's what social media is all about. So sometimes you don't have to think so hard about it, as most of you know. Don't give it too much thought. The main objective, should be that you let people know that you are alive. That's the most important thing. From my perspective, yes, yes, some of you are going to be famous. Some of you already are. I mean, when I go looking in there and I see, listen, I'm shocked at who comes in here to the live streams. I'm shocked sometimes. People that have 30, 40,000 subscribers, you're getting a YouTube paycheck every month. I envy you, I envy you. The most important thing though is letting people know that you're alive, because if you don't, none of these things can happen. None of these things would be possible unless you were there to open your mind and just let things happen. There are plenty of, Mike married us here. There are plenty of people on YouTube that all they're doing is giving glimpses of their life and sharing it with people, and they are uber successful. Their entire lives have changed forever, as my entire life has changed because of YouTube. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine if I weren't here, then all these different opportunities, that have happened since we've been on YouTube may not have ever happened or taken place. And so I would never want to go back and think and actually think, oh my gosh, this wouldn't have happened. I never want to go back and think about that. But I'm telling you that that's how your life here in the Philippines and others around the world is going to change. And so I was saddened by him. I was saddened by the video where he talked about it. And I was just thinking to myself, if I could jump through the television set and I could just share with him, that no, the most important thing is for you to be there. Because no matter what you do, what you present, or what you say, you are going to have some kind of influence, positive or negative, over somebody, and it may be life-changing influence. And so that's what I wanted to present to you today. Also, a lot of people, you don't know. Now I'm going to change subjects. Now, I want to change subjects. I want to talk a little bit about these solar flares that we've been getting hitting Earth. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, or if you've connected the dots or not, but we've been getting hit. We're at solar, what's it called, Mike? Solar maximum, right? We're getting hit. The sunspots are going crazy. They're bombarding Earth with magnetic junk. And when the magnetic fields hit, it messes up everything, messes up all our electronics. So if you've been struggling with internet, if you've been struggling with cell phone and YouTube uploads and downloads and all this other stuff, if you've been going live and then all of a sudden it just whacks out on you, you disappear, it most likely is related to the solar maximum. The fact that we're getting hit, crystals, with all kinds of magnetic junk. And it's disrupting satellite feeds. It's disrupting all kinds of things. And so you're getting glitches, like glitch. You're getting glitches, and it's driving everybody crazy. You say, here's what happened to me. I'm only human. Human. Before I realized this, right? Before I realized what was happening, before I put on my thinking cap, started investigating the source of these brownouts and stuff, I made the decision to switch internet from global to PLDT, right? Because I was frustrated. I could not watch my programs on the smart TV. I could not. We were having too many interruptions. I would call down there to Globe and they would deny it, saying, no, it's not us. And then finally they started to admit that, yeah, we're having issues, we're having issues. And so there's no point in us sending a technician down there if the computers are all messed up, But they wouldn't admit that the solar maximum or the solar flares were impacting their business. Let's see, Mike said, question why Filipinos are so nosy. My Salva's friend who's Filipino wants to Indian men are circumcised. Oh. Hey, that's an interesting one, Mike. I don't really know what the answer is. I suppose that some are and some aren't, but I would be curious as to know why they're so interested in that. But anyway, so before I figured all this stuff out, I got mad and I said, "Well, I'm going to cancel service. I'm going to go to PLDT." Now, I did not reverse my decision even after realizing that this is probably just a temporary glitch. Because when I went back and I reviewed my speed log, I'm paying for 200 up and down, right? Down on my up and download speeds. And I'm getting like 60, 50, 70, and they're getting paid plenty of money for this. So I don't feel bad that we're switching. They're going to come over and they're going to install the new stuff tomorrow. And plus, they gave us a whole bunch of stuff. Right? So they gave us a landline phone for free. They gave us a TV box for free. They gave us 2 routers for free. And 6 months half off. The first 6 months is half off. And when I said, okay, that sounds all great, how much money do you guys need in advance to start the service up? And they said, 0. We're going to come tomorrow and we're going to hook you up. Everything. You'll be rocking and rolling tomorrow. We're coming with a whole crew and we're going to set you up. And so PLDT, they're not very popular in Candatum here in Bye City. Most of the people go with Globe, which is probably part of the problem, is that you have way too many people on the server. And I get shortchanged. And when I said, so then they leave and they say, we're going to gather up all our stuff. We'll be back tomorrow to install this. They said, you will be happy. 5 minutes later, count them 5. Who shows up? Globe. As though they were watching. And they come in the house, right? Oh, I'm going to check your download speed. I said, wait a minute. What are you talking about? Yeah, we hear you've been complaining about your download speed, and I'm here to test it. And then he does. So he runs the speed test, and he shows it to me. He says, you got 324 up and down. I go, what? I said, I did this speed test myself, and I only got, most days, it barely cleared 50. So what are you doing? Oh, you weren't hooked up to the 5G network. Your router was set for 2.4. So I looked at him. I go, oh, I said, it's really a shame that you didn't get here 5 minutes earlier because I done switched everything over. And so this is going to be your last month with us. And he was shocked. Here I've been doing the speed test. I've been logging them. And then he comes in, right? And he magically gets 324 up and down. Gracie is here. Hi, Gracie. So, a little of the evil Dan side started to show. And I was like, that's nice. I'm so glad you got 324 up and down, I said to him. A very nice technician, by the way. We were very nice to each other. I said, but unfortunately, we already signed the deal with PLDT. Oh, it's okay, sir. It's okay. And he left, right? So I don't know, Mike. I don't know. I don't know how it is that every time I tested, I was getting 50, I was getting the most 64, 65. And this dude comes along, right? The technician. And it's blazing hot, right? So I said, well, this is a good selling point. I said, when you go down the street to the next house and you try and sell them internet, you can show them how blazing hot it is. But unfortunately, the deal is done, and we have PLDT coming in tomorrow. I can hardly wait. Free phone, 2 routers, 1 extender. I said we got one cable box. We got the whole package for 50% off for 6 months. It's just looking like, well, we can't touch that deal. Yeah, so sad. So sad you can't touch that deal. But the whole thing, of course, can blow up in our face, right? The whole thing could blow up in our face. They could put it in, and then we end up getting like 25. You can only run 2 devices at a time on it. That's right, Mike. Good point. Nothing is free. It's going to cost me somewhere. Now, I'm not able to tell you where the attack might come, what side it's going to come from. But anyway, I'm very optimistic about this. I'm very optimistic. I wasn't going to change my mind. I could have. I could have called the Globe and said, all right, your technician was here, But when I think back on it, they were so difficult to get answers out of, They didn't want to admit that everything was screwed up due to solar flares. They had no control of it. But the PLDT guys, right? The PLDT guys, when I started talking about the solar flares, they said, yeah, we were down. It was horrible. But we weren't as down as Globe was. They got destroyed. The guy laughed, right? So he said, oh, yeah, you're right on the money. We had problems, but our equipment isn't antique. It's brand new. That's what he said to me. Our equipment is not antique. It's brand new. I really like the crew. Plus the crew, who showed up? It wasn't just a salesperson. It was a whole crew of guys, 4 or 5. All right. So now, in the line that we're on, they limit it to 8 households per line. We are going to be household number 5. That was the other thing that was impressive. We're number 5 in line. That means they got 3 more to go, and then they won't allow any more on that high-speed internet line. So that's it. I'm done sharing those stories with you. I hope they were interesting. Thanks. Ramil Guapo is here. Mike married saying hello to Abby G. From Quezon City, way out there, not near the mall. All right. It's time to draw a winner. What are we drawing for? 3 people will win 333. And there are 26 million people in the house. I don't know where the rest of you are. Last week, I think we got up to 40. So somebody else must be doing a live stream. So here's how it goes. We're going to use the random number generator again. We're going to set it up for how many people are in the chat. Right now, it is 30 million. It's not a bad number. It sounds like I'm complaining, Alyssa, but it's not really a bad number. It's an average number. Oh, somebody's sending me messages. Oh, it's in a language that I haven't learned yet. So anyway, that's kind of funny. Maybe it's not. All right, random number generator. Let me bring it up. Random number generator. All right, there are 30 million people in the house right now. So we're setting this thing up. You're going to be guessing a number from between 1 and 30. Wait. Now we have 34. Okay, I'm going to update it only one more time. 35. So it's going to be a number between 1 and 35. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put start. I'm going to put start in the chat. And then you guess what number you think the random number generator is going to select. Now, here's the thing. You only get one guess per person. If there's 35 channels in the house, that means 35 guesses. Don't sneak a ninja channel in there because people will know. There's so many people in here that know every channel, every ninja channel, and who owns it, that they will give you up. So right now there's 38 million people. When I put start in the chat, then you can start guessing a number between 1 and 35. And the first person to enter it after we do the random number generator into the chat is going to win 333 pesos. You will be the first winner of the night. So I'm ready to go. So I'm entering the command in the chat as we speak. When you see it appear, oh, Irene and Irish are a little ahead. And so are you, Pressy. I said I'm entering it, right? You can guess over again. It's okay. You can just make sure that your guess is below where my start command is. You may start as soon as you see that appear. Yes, and then also please stop when you see my command to stop. 41 people, 41 million people in the house. Malin Reyes is guessing 22. Irene Irish is 14. Okay, I'm entering the stop command in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. No more guesses, please. All right. Here we go. Random number generator between 1 and 35. I don't know. You should be able to see it. You should be able to see it there. See it set up 1 to 35. And then I'm going to press this. Beep. Beep. And the winning number for the first round is 24. The winning number is 24 for the first round. Do we have a winner? I'm going to wait a few seconds to see if somebody guessed number 24 for 333. Well, let's see. Who is it? Who won? Who won? I'm seeing all kind of names. Menge. What? Menge's the winner. Menge with number 24 is the winner. Congratulations. You are the winner of 333 peso. All right, that's beautiful. All right, so now you know how this goes. You know how this goes. Now, the next round, which is going to happen right now, we're not playing, right? The next round, Menge is out. She's out of play because she's already a winner. You guys know that she's a winner. And so now I'm going to adjust this a little bit to 32. I'm downgrading us. So now it's going to be a number between 1 and 32. And I'm not doing any more updates. It's going to be a number between 1 and 32 this time around. So when you see start appear in the chat command, you may start guessing a number between 1 and 32. But Menge is out of play. Here we go. Jaylen's here. Lauren Pajadas is here. Start as soon as you see. Happy birthday, Menge. Oh, it's your son's birthday. All right. Start guessing. 33 people in the house. 33 million people in the house. And we are going to put the stop command in. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. All right, let's go see what kind of winning number we can come up with. So there you go. There's the previous number. The previous winning number was 24, right? So now we're going to generate a number between 1 and 32, just like I said. Let's see what we come up with. 30. 30 is the number. Do we have a winner at number 30? Menge was the winner at number 24. Do we have a winner Let's see. Do we have a winner? No winner. Anime says no winner. Filipina Mel says no winner. All right, that's fun. That's fun. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again, except we're going to adjust the number now. Larry says no winner. Josephine, no winner. All right. We're going to adjust this to 30. We're going to kick it up a notch to 33. 33 million people in the house. When I put start in the chat, I want you to start guessing a number between 1 and 33. I'm putting the start command in now. As soon as you see it, start guessing. It's a number between 1 and 33. 1 and 33. All right. I'm entering the stop command. Stop guessing. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop guessing. Okay. All right, so now just to prove that I set the perimeters up the way that I told you, there they are right there, between 1 and 33. You see the last number that was drawn was 30. All right, so this is a good way to do it because you're watching it being generated right as it happens. What is that, a 7 or a 1? It's a 1. It's number 1. Oh, I can't believe it. It's number 1. Is there a winner in here that chose number 1? Ads. Jerry says ads. Ads. Josephine. Congratulations. Josephine's the winner with number 1. Josephine. Josephine Francisco has won 333 peso straight to your GCash. Josephine. Congratulations, Josephine. Francisco. I hope I have your GCash number. If not, send it to the chat. Send it through to my chat. Or get it from somebody. Somebody will send it to me. All right, well, that worked out great. So now let's do the final one. 50 minutes into the live. We're about ready to wrap it up with one more chance to win. Oh, we got 40 people in here now. All right, that's fun. Let's go from 1 to 40. Let's go from 1 to 40. 1 to 40 is the number. You're so welcome, Josephine. All right, when I put start in the chat, you're going to guess a number. And the winners, you're out of play. The winners, you can't win again. So it's a number between 1 and 40. When you see start appear in the chat command line, you may start guessing, but you only get one guess. And it should show up any second now. Wow. That's going by fast. That's going by fast. A number between 1 and 40. Looks like everybody's got their guess in. So now I'm going to stop in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, stop. No more guesses. No more guesses. Okay. Got you covered. So now it's between 1 and 40. You see? You see? No cheating. 1 and 40. So now I'm going to go ahead and generate the number 16. Sweet 16. Did someone here guess sweet 16? 1616. Oh, Alondra Yusan is in the house. Alondra, welcome in, welcome in. Nice having you here. I gave you a jacket there. Who won? Who won? Pressy. Pressy won. You gotta be kidding me. Pressy? Pressy Manzanero won? Congratulations, Pressy. All right, everybody. So I'm going to do my best to get this out to you like right now. Congratulations to all the winners. I hope you had fun listening to my diatribe and also my philosophy of life. There was a little bit of philosophy in there, I would say. And keep the faith and do those live streams. Do those live streams so people know that you're live. Let me see if Man Minnie's here. I know last time she came right in here after I signed off. Man Minnie, are you here? Come on over here and say hello or goodbye. Actually, it's goodbye. Hello and goodbye. The winners today were Menge. Come on over here. Come on over here. Come on. Look, see? You see yourself in the mirror? There you go. So the winners were Menge, and you had Josephine Francisco won 333, and Pressy Manzanero won 333. Yeah, congratulations. All right, everybody. We're out of here. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you on the next live. We don't know when that's it's going to probably be tomorrow morning, doing an update on the 5th. Bye, everybody. We're out.